This video, I want to encourage you to keep looking ahead. That's where your life is. That's where your future joys are going to be, is somewhere in the next minute, seconds, days, or whatever, but they're not behind you. And I want to try to clarify a little bit, and I'll give you 4 points here on how to relate to the past. We don't want to get rid of it. We don't want to deny it. The past is a wonderful thing, but we don't want to misuse it also. And that's really the point we want to try to clarify. And if you have some ideas also, put them in the comments below. Share your tips, because we need a lot of help on this. There are a lot of folks hanging out there in the past that need to get up into the present where life really happens. And that's something I hadn't figured everything out about yet. So one of the first things I want to ask you, is your past your fuel, which is great if it is, or is it dragging you down? Is it pulling you down? Here's just kind of a basic fundamental thought in my opinion, is if I look to the past and it empowers me today, I look to the past and it motivates me today, I'm like, yeah, that rocks, that's good stuff. But if I look to the past and then I feel depressed and heavy and dark, then that's not good. So Timothy, for example, knew the scriptures from his youth. So he could look to the past and he could recall all of those lessons and everything he had learned over the years and bring that into the present, and it be a fuel that power him forward so that he did excel in his Christianity. Or he could have looked at the past, I suppose, at the things that didn't go right in his life, and we all have those, right? And let it drag him down and say, why even bother? Life's not fair, and life's hard, and life's tough, and I'll never ever get it. So the thing is you look at your past, and we all do, and I'm not saying it's wrong to look at your past. I'm saying, how do you look at your past? Because your past can be your fuel. Your past can be something you build on, construct a better life on, or it can be this deep, dark hole that just sucks all the life out of you. And you don't want that latter part, right? So then we're going to use Philippians 4:13. That, of course, is where he said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And one of the things I would remind you is whatever life has thrown at you, and if you're like most people, life has thrown some tough stuff at you, some really ugly stuff probably, but you're still here. You have survived everything down to this very second that life has thrown at you. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And so now if you'll take that concept and start investing your energy today in moving forward, instead of investing your energy into that poor pitiful me mentality, look how life has mistreated me. I'm not saying life hasn't mistreated you. I'm saying it's not doing you any good to sit around and play the victim. Yes, you were a victim. It was wrong. It was unjust. I wish somebody would have stepped in and stopped, prevented, or punished whoever needed to be punished. But that's history. It's probably not going to change. Now, how do I want to invest my energy? Do I want to invest my energy into the ugly past, or do I want to invest my energy moving forward? That's the question we're asking here. That's how we keep looking ahead. That's just absolutely essential. Now, I would also add Matthew chapter 10 and verse 16, where it says, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You see, this is a spiritual battle. This is spiritual training, and the devil is out to get you. He's out to trip you up and mess up your whole spiritual journey, make your pilgrimage stink. And now you're going to get on top of the game and go, you're not doing that to me. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to get ahead of the game. Yes, there were some things that happened in my past that were very ugly, very undesirable. I wish they'd never happened. Most folks have those stories. But I'm going to stop wishing the past could still be different. Let me say that again. I'm going to be wise as a serpent. That's Matthew 10:16. And I'm going to stop wishing that the past could still be different. The past is what the past is. It was wrong. It hurt. We can grieve over it a little bit, and sometimes you need a little grief. And then I'm going to go, okay, that's behind me. That was yesterday. And I mean, if there's folks who are 50 years old, 60, 70 years old, still carrying the burdens of things that were injustices that happened to them when they were in kindergarten. I kid you not. I talked to a man one day in his 70s, and as he started retelling a story from his kindergarten days, the energy, intensity, the anger, the hate, the bitterness just blew up all over. It was a horrible scene from something that had happened 65 years earlier in his life. The devil still had his heart. That man was still wishing that the past could be different. And the past can't be different. So I'm going to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, and I'm going to let go of the idea that the past could be different. It can't. That's an impossibility. Not even God himself will change the past. Number 4, I'm going to remember my Luke chapter 9 and verse 62, where he says, if you put the hand to the plow and you look back, you're not fit for the kingdom of God. So what he's telling you simply is you cannot move forward while you're looking back over your shoulder. Now, it's a real simple analogy. Nowadays, we would use the idea of driving a car. If you get in a car and you try to go forward and you keep looking out the rear window, you're going to get yourself in trouble. It just doesn't work that way. Now, again, if you're looking back and it's fueling you, if you're looking back and it's making you stronger and it's building you up and you're encouraged and you're kind of like David. Remember when David went to King Saul and said, I can take Goliath. And he said, I've killed a lion and I've killed a bear. Now, do you know what David was doing there? David was looking back into his past. And he said to King Saul, I've killed a lion and a bear. That was his fuel. And he didn't look back and go, oh, my brothers don't like me and my dad just makes me keep those stupid sheep and I'm the littlest kid in the family. He didn't look back and let the past drag him down. He looked back at all the successes he's had in the past and said, look, if I did this, and this in the past, woohoo, look at what I can do in the future. Now look at what he did. It's not wrong to look back, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And Christ said, if you do it the wrong way, it's just not going to work. It's not happening. Now, I know there's a lot of material here, right? We could do some sermon on this, and you have some ideas and you have some thoughts. And I know, again, we're not going to change the entire world. It's a good goal. We'll try. But I know that together we can make a difference. So put your comments below. Let's work at it. Let's have a little conversation. And as always, have a great day.